from the local station. This is Weather Authority Weekday.
And happy hump day to you. I am meteorologist Michelle McCormick. Welcome to the Weather Authority Weekday Show. Happy to be here with you to give you your forecast locally, and we're going to talk some tropics today. So I hope it's a great start to your Wednesday so far. You can't argue with the weather right now, right? Everywhere I go, people are like, oh my goodness, we're having such great weather. It's so perfect. It feels like fall out there. Well, fall is on the way. Yeah, fall starts Monday, so we are officially in the last week of summer. And I'll tell you what, this month of September has been well below where we should be for this time of year. But now we're at 80 degrees here at the airport. We started out as low as 64. So we're having a very quick warm up to your day so far. And we're gonna have more of a summer-like day today versus a fall-like day. All right, here's the Doctors Lake Marina camera. I really wanted to show you this because the coastal flood advisory that we've been under for, gosh, at least the past week, 10 days, has been canceled. So you can see here tides up a little bit above the docking there as the boat ramp is more in view. And that's good news as we start to lose those northeast winds. So our astronomical high tides that have been causing this localized flooding, thankfully, has been moved on out of the area. So, all right, here's a look at the Jacksonville Beach camera, and what a gorgeous shot here of our beach this morning. And you honestly cannot ask for a better beach day. So a lot of folks hanging out there on the beach, and it's low tide. So low tide was at 9:04 about an hour ago. High tide will roll around this afternoon at 3:30. Low tide at the river coming up at 11:17. That's at the Main Street Bridge. But check out the temperatures across the area right now. 80 degrees at the airport, 79 in McClenny. That's a 20-degree difference from where we were this morning. About just hours ago, it was 59 degrees. So very quick warm up across our entire area, 77 in Waycross. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days where you're just like loving the weather. You want to open the windows. You want that cross breeze coming through your house with the screen doors open. And really, you know what? Convertible weather. Today's great. All right, here's Wednesday by noon, just some high clouds across the area. Nice sea breeze coming in too, pushing any possibility of a stray shower, which we can always kind of guarantee a stray shower, especially the last week of summer with that heat rising. And today's going to be a little bit on the warmer side than we've seen. We've been well below average. Like I said, we've had 14 days in the month of September below where we should be, which our average high right now is 88 degrees. So we've been below that, believe it or not. We've also been below our rain for the year, or for the month rather, 3 inches below where we should be. Now, I understand that your house, if you're inland or if you're at the beaches, you've probably seen 5-6 inches already because we've had these localized nor'easters. But our measurable rain at the Jacksonville International Airport is 3 inches below where we should be for this time of year. All right, here's your pool planner. Speaking of water, bring out the sunscreen today, because if you're going to be hanging out by the pool, you definitely want to lather it on. You can burn very quickly. Even with cloud coverage, you can still burn. We're looking for a high of 88 degrees by 3 o'clock. All right, so highs today are going to be in the low 90s in southeast Georgia, mid 80s in the beaches locations of northeast Florida, and then upper 80s inland along the river basin and along I-95. West of town, west of 95, east of 75, we're seeing upper 80s like Stark, and upper 80s in Keystone, to low 90s like in Gainesville and Lake Butler. So definitely a summer day across our area. All right, let's talk about the tropics. And we are right in the height of the tropical system or season right now, of course, June 1st to November 30th, right? And we're right in the middle of it. Here's Tropical Depression 7 named this morning. And right now it's that little blip at the bottom of your screen, moving to the west at 13 miles per hour, winds at 35. Once winds hit 39, that's when it becomes a tropical storm, and this system is expected to be Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Over the next 12 hours, I would think it will be named either later this afternoon, early evening, or by the 2 a.m. update Thursday morning. Projected to be a Category 1 storm. If you look closely here, you can see the Cat 1 by Sunday afternoon, staying well offshore. I think this is going to stay even further east than Hurricane Erin was off of our coast. So there's always that increase of rip currents that happen when a storm passes us, no matter how many hundreds of miles away. The water still has to displace somewhere and it runs into the continent. And so we could see an increase in rip currents as we move into the weekend, as well as an increase in showers. But really, here's the tropical models that we're watching, and Invest 92 is what it is right now. But the majority of the models, and these are even better than we saw earlier today, are all turning to the north and to the east, staying far away from the coastline of the United States. Now, Bermuda, folks in Bermuda need to be really paying attention to this storm. So this is the tropical weather outlook. The area in red, and that low is the current Tropical Depression 7. Now, this is in the next 7 days, expected to become a tropical storm, which is why you see the circle spinning there on the left. That's the tropical storm icon. This is in the next 7 days. So keep in mind, today's Wednesday. So we're looking at the next 7 days, which is next Wednesday. So a week from today, the area in yellow is another wave coming off of the coast of Africa with the potential for tropical development. There's a 20% chance in the next 7 days. So if you have travel plans to the Caribbean, if you have travel plans to Bermuda, definitely check ahead with your airline or your cruise. But this weekend, you're probably in a good position to continue your plans, and the cruise lines will likely keep their itineraries. All right, for tonight, temperatures dropping back down into those low 70s. Should be quite nice by 2 a.m. and then in the morning by the mid 60s. Now, football is back in town this weekend for Game 3. The Jags playing the Texans here at Everbank Stadium, and can't rule out a stray shower or two. I don't think we're going to have those weather delays with lightning that we saw at the home opener. I think we might see some stray showers, so it's always prudent to pack a poncho, but looking for a high of 87 around halftime. So just keep in mind, another sticky, muggy day at the bank, and go Jags, because we just would love a win, right? All right, here's your next 7 days. Okay, I was saying that fall starts on Monday, and we've been teased like this whole month with fall-like temperatures, especially in the morning, but we kind of rebound. Like summer's gonna kind of go out with summer-like feels, right? We're gonna have those morning lows in the 70s. We're gonna have those highs in the upper 80s, right where we should be for those summertime temperatures. But then fall starts on Monday, and we can really just start to be like, okay, summer's behind us. It was a really hot summer. May was the hottest May we've had on record. And June and July were so hot, as well as August. Now September, kind of an anomaly, a little bit below, but still gonna go down as one of the hottest summers on record, likely. Maybe not the hottest, but one of the hottest. We'll see what the National Weather Service puts out for us. But in the meantime, enjoy your last week of summer, enjoy your Wednesday, and plan ahead for a weekend that we could see some isolated showers and winds increasing by the weekend, as well as we approach Monday and the first day of fall. All right, folks, we'll update you again at noon today. We're gonna keep you up to date online, on air, and on our app about everything that's happening in the tropics. So you know what? Just stay tuned and we will be here for you. I'm Michelle McCormick with the Weather Authority Weekday. Have a great Wednesday.
See why every day more people are choosing News 4 Jax, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.